From the great halls of their house, there are assembled three who hope to one day be the world's greatest driving heroes. Created from the cosmic legends of the universe comes our team captain, the Vision, Bill Fisher. Their soon-to-be Wonder Woman, Vicki Fisher. Our Captain Marvel and head flight trainee, Jennifer Skripchuk. And our Batman, the master of tools, gadgets, and all things mechanical, our mild-mannered soon-to-be billionaire, Alan Danvers. Their mission, to fight injustice, share what is right and wrong, to get you out of your house and come out racing with them, and serve all mankind. They are the Garage Heroes in Training Team.
Welcome to Dominating with Dawson. Now all we need is a Dawson. Do we have a Dawson? Dawson?
Uh-oh.
He's here. Ladies.
Hey, Ben.
Hello.
Miss Vicki.
Vicki.
Hi, how are you?
Good morning,
Hi.
Vicki. How are you today?
You as well. Charmed, I'm sure.
That's right. That's right. Something tells me there's a TikTok going on, but that's just me.
No, there's something
Anyway.
going on.
TikTok
Anyway.
in the tub time. Doing TikTok in the tub.
So,
What you doing?
ladies and Ben,
Okay.
I shared with you a email we received earlier this week from Kirk B. He was very complimentary.
That
To
was
the
such
podcast.
a nice email.
He was.
Yes, it was.
We wanted
Thanks,
to thank
Kirk.
you. We wanted to thank you for that.
I got shivers. It was so nice.
That's
Oh, I
right.
sent y'all pictures of my goosebumps, didn't I?
That's right. you
Yeah.
did.
Yeah.
But you got it. There's no unsending that.
No,
That's what it's all about, you know?
that's right. Well,
I'm glad.
For the physical
You know
reaction
what?
first.
It was an overall that he's a listener, that we have helped him in some of our discussions. And that means a lot that we can reach out to somebody. Thank you.
it was awesome.
Mhm.
I was like, wow. It was awesome. So we're dedicating this Dominating with Dawson to Kurt B. Kurt B, I don't know if this applies to you or not, but we'll figure it out. And your sticker is on your way, sir. Sticker will make you faster. We got the special coating on it. Extra
Downforce.
mile,
Downforce.
1 mile per hour, baby. Now it's only downforce when
That's-
it's on the top. When it's on the side, it's speed.
Okay, gotcha.
All right. So, Ben Dawson, we've got something that we have certain cars that have a certain capability.
Mhm.
And then we've got certain cars that don't have this capability. And we thought we'd get
Gotcha.
into it.
All
So some of our cars have anti-lock brakes, ABS systems, could be anything else. That's
Fancy.
lots of acronyms. And some of them don't. And we thought it was worth going over what would be a benefit or a drawback to having each in a car on a track environment. On a street environment, obviously ABS, good thing to have. But on
Yeah.
a track, what's your thoughts on that?
To me, there's unless a car just happens to have like a notoriously bad or dysfunctional ABS system from the factory, unless that's the case, I would always rather have the ABS in the car than not. You can absolutely use it as a performance. If it's a functional ABS, you drive your car right down to the brake zone, dive on the brakes, and let that ABS start hitting, and hopefully you've given it enough duration to slow you down. But the ABS is going to slow the car down as well, or better, likely better than you are at the limit of your own braking threshold. So if I had a choice, I would have ABS in every car. The Miata I had was like a stripper model. It came with like nothing, including ABS. So I never had that in the Miata. And the E30 that we had and just recently sold, the person that had it before us took the ABS out for some reason, maybe to put a prop valve in or something like that. But at the same time, we kind of wished we'd had it in that car. I've driven a couple of E30s that had it, and it was okay. Especially the E46 generation, like the car I'm very slowly building. But the ABS on those cars is great. I mean, I've gotten to the point where driving those cars in a race, I'll depend on the ABS. Like if I get in the brakes and I feel ABS kicking a little bit, I'm like, okay, I was right there. Does that make sense?
Yep. And
I don't
just
want to wail on it in the brake zone. I mean, you can. I just don't want to do it all the time because I'm worried about messing the system up. But if I get in the brakes, I feel that pedal pulse a few times. I'm like, gotcha.
it's like a safety net.
Yeah.
So when you say a bad ABS system, don't worry, ladies, you're coming in soon. When you say a bad ABS system, you're going to pretty much be talking about the first generation, the first few years of ABS when they were kind of
Okay.
poor or
Yeah.
less functional than they are now. Most of the modern cars, by modern, let's say 2000, maybe somewhere around there.
Yeah, I think you're right. Because I've heard like E36 is kind of the last car I've heard that about. I might be wrong about even that, but I've just heard somebody bitch about it before.
Yeah. And they have gotten progressively better. Ladies, most of our race cars, being the perfect example of a low cost endurance race car, do not offer you ABS. However,
do not offer you ABS.
That's right. However, your HPDE cars typically have ABS. Have you noticed a difference in the way that you drive and with and without?
No.
Okay.
Do I want to know the difference? And yes. Have
Okay.
I? No.
Okay.
Gotcha.
So that leads me to two different paths. One, you're not braking hard enough in the cars with ABS to actually use it. And two, let's take a walk back, shall we? We're going to go back. Let's say we go back 6 weeks. 6 weeks ago, we were in the state of Connecticut, in the lovely township of Thompson. Would you like to review how many tires we went through in our car that does not have ABS?
Oh no, I'm not saying like us. I'm just saying
seven.
yes, but we weren't driving them.
Oh,
we personally, yes,
win
we
as a team, lose as a team. Seven.
We
tires.
personally were not in the car.
Seven
So
tires.
doing that,
Seven.
and that
Seven.
I do remember flat spotting tires. As a matter of fact, I did it at Thompson.
Yes,
no,
you did.
No.
I
I don't. No.
Not
no,
this time.
No, it wasn't at Thompson.
You did it at Thompson too, but
no, I didn't do it at Thompson. I did it because I only did it once majorly, and that was at NJMP, and I never did it after that.
Yes. If you use the word majorly, but I'm trying to stay out of the tub today, so I'm going to move on.
No, I did. I used the word majorly. Yes, I flat spotted those tires.
Yes,
but
wait, I forgot though. What's cheaper, a set of tires or a car?
I'm not saying
Definitely a set of tires,
but ABS versus not ABS, we wouldn't have had the tires.
But
Well,
yes, but
since
you know what? And the main reason is that now the reason why I don't notice a difference is because I brake differently. You know, I don't have to worry about jamming on the brakes when I do HPDEs. And I never really jam on the brakes.
Well, especially if you're like letting off at the flag stand.
Yeah. Now we're talking.
I
go,
mean,
Ben. You go, Ben. Save me.
Yeah.
I'll sleep. I'll voluntarily sleep in my own.
Yeah. So I've never really had to do that.
But
You know,
should
since
have.
then. Since then.
You should have.
So I don't know. What about you, Jen?
I
Yeah,
don't.
what
I
about
just
you,
don't
Jen?
think that I brake very hard at all. Ever.
No.
Like I'm.
My brakes are for controlling the car, not to stop the car.
Yeah.
So
Okay, that's true.
That's words.
That's words.
That's true if we're talking about a turn where you're not doing threshold braking. But we were just at New Jersey last week.
mhm.
And you're coming down the straightaway, going into turn one. You are supposed to threshold brake and then trail off and go around,
Mhm.
right?
That first
Right.
turn at New Jersey looks so fun to me.
It is. And that is what you're working on. So maybe you shouldn't be just doing it to control direction. You should actually, when it's a threshold braking turn, that's an opportunity for you to either use or not use the ABS, but you need to hit the brakes harder.
Mhm.
As part of your training,
Right.
Garage Hero.
That's right.
Garage hero that I am.
That's right.
No, you are. You're so much more willing to get out there and work on stuff. I hate working on cars. That's why I've not touched this race car in like
Oh,
17
just give me a chance to sit in a seat. That's all.
years.
You know, I don't care what I'm doing. It just put me in a seat.
Post plague, we still have the Vicki exchange. She's going to come down and help you, Ben.
Oh, that's right. That's right. You're gonna set up a residency here.
That's right.
Yeah.
C46 out for me. I've got a bedroom for you. Don't worry. There's a Vicki bedroom. Oh man.
Well, not that that's the biggest issue with the plague, but would be nice. So benefits of ABS, obviously tires locking up. Good.
Yeah, you helps your tire budget a lot. Like in the race cars I've driven where I didn't have ABS and if I wasn't immediately aware I was locking the tires up, sometimes the best way I could tell would be, it's so gray in my mirror. And I'm like, oh, that's the smoke boiling off my front tires and showing up in my rear view mirror. So that's not a great way to tell. And like in cars, and like literally in cars that I've had that don't have ABS, you start locking it up, you're gonna mess up the coil. At least in my case, I'm like, okay, I realize I'm locking it up. I'm gonna start patting the brake pedal just like I'm trying to be ABS. I'll try to mimic it myself, just because I'm a cheapskate. And I'm like, I'm gonna keep this tire moving. I'm not gonna let this tire sit in one spot while I'm locking up. I'm gonna start patting it just to start.
I'm gonna flat spot it everywhere.
Well, yeah, hopefully in the lockup, at least keep that tire skipping its way around the rotor, so it's not just sitting on one spot. But by the time I've done that, I'm probably not going to go off the track, but I'm definitely going to get passed by the person who was right on my bumper, or just have an ugly corner up by myself. Does that make sense?
It does. So
that's the way I find it. But I'd rather have ABS because our team has flat spotted many tires racing cars that don't have ABS.
Right. Any drawbacks to the ABS that you can think of?
Only if it was just like some kind of notorious systemic thing to whatever you're driving. But
okay.
Other than that, I think on the whole, the majority of them are beautiful and usable in performance driving.
Okay, so I think it doesn't belong in this question, but I think our answers could be interpreted poorly if we don't at least address this. Okay. When we say ABS, we're talking anti-lock braking system. We are not talking stability control, dynamic stability control, traction control.
None of those things.
We're not talking about those. We're talking the ABS, right?
We're talking about the anti-lock braking system. I don't know if we went into enough detail on this, but the idea is that once you hit the brake so hard, there's a sensor that says you're asking for too much. I'll take over. And so the system takes over, and what it does is it pulses the brake at a rate faster than your foot could do to keep the tires from locking up, keep them moving like I'm talking about when I try to do it with my own half-assed little dance on the brake pedal. But this thing is when you do it, you can feel the little pulses through your foot. So that's how you know you're in the ABS, but you'll feel the pulses hitting your foot. And so the system is just applies more efficient braking than you could possibly do. So that's how the system works. And then, once you ease off the pedal and get back to sort of more normal conditions, it stops too. It doesn't just stay locking up. And in my experience, the other things you mentioned, Bill, traction control, stability control, something else, whatever those things are, they seem to be a detriment on track. You always read articles about people doing track tests, reviews, and they try to turn all that stuff off. In my own experience, I've only driven a few cars that were modern enough to have that on track, but I drove my teammate Danielle's Mustang. I think it's a 2014 GT, and I was driving it on track and didn't have enough of that stuff turned off. And I mean, like coming up out of a corner like you normally would, that thing would be braking and trying to like bring me back into a normal road line. I'm like, stop. And so I mean, like coming out of the corner would literally slow you down. So it's like, I don't like what you're doing. So those sort of aids don't help you. ABS absolutely help you go faster.
Yep. The only time that I think you might want to have them on, and I'm not telling you what to do, but you might want to have them on like your first time on track, maybe.
Yeah. Yes.
But they tend to, once you start to push the car, they tend to have a program that's more for everyday street driving. And on track, we do things that the program says, I don't know what this is. I don't like this. And it starts doing things that will actually make it worse as opposed to better.
Yeah. Like we had to come in the pits and turn more stuff off before I could keep driving Danielle's car because it was like yanking me offline. So you can't really have that.
Like Miss Vicki, do you remember the one time we hit the button on the Volvo and it started doing the lane control?
Yeah. Oh, we couldn't stop it.
Could you imagine that on the track?
Oh, that was horrible.
My wife's new Highlander does that. Like, you try to hit an apex like a normal person on the street, and all of a sudden the thing's beeping at you and stuff. Like, hey, okay, all right.
You're going towards the edge of the road.
I know.
I know. I'm trying.
I know. Bill's in the passenger seat at that point. I'm like, fix it. He goes, I don't know how.
I didn't even know it did it. Who knew?
Yeah, that's wild. They had her car. We were driving back from the beach, and it tried to I was doing a lane change without my blinker, so it tried to push me back. I was like, "What is happening?"
Your car is possessed.
Yeah, I guess I'll use the blinker.
Mother, may I change lanes, please? So ABS good, stability control and everything on track bad unless it's very early in your career.
Yeah, and I guess we should spend a minute talking about not having ABS and what to do when you're locking your tires up.
Don't do that.
Yeah, just try to be sensitive to it. But yeah, if you realize like, oh crap, I'm locking the tires up, and you stay on it, you're gonna slide right through the corner. So it's good to learn how to be cognizant of it, even if it's dumb if it's as dumb as me like noticing tire smoke pouring out of my rearview mirror. Try to be aware of what's happening and react to it fairly quickly, or you're gonna be buying lots of tires.
And if you just stay on it, you're actually increasing your braking distance as opposed to stopping shorter. Right. So
yeah, that's why I say it'll slide through the corner, because if you just stay locked up, you're not slowing down as well as you would be if you're braking. So if you stay locked up, you're going to eat a set of tires and slide way farther than you meant to. Also, one tip for once you have flat spotted that tire, depending on the severity of the flat spot, might be able to roll that tire. Put your tire from your least loaded corner to the one you just flat spotted, and put that one to the least loaded corner. So, if you're at a right turn track, your left sides are the most loaded up, your left front's the most loaded tire. So if you do that, you lock up your left front, you might be able to swap it out with your right rear and be okay, because your right rear is not doing as much turning or braking. It's doing the least amount of work. So don't despair if you lock a tire up, depending on what you're doing, what you're driving. Could be, and the severity of the flat spot. If it's something you can't even see, but you can sort of feel pump on the track, you're just kind of tired of it, because there's also that kind of flat spot that's not that severe will get worse if you leave it on front tire position, because you're gonna as you brake, it'll keep the tire will kind of keep wanting to go to that spot and making it bigger and bigger and just lock it up more and more. So if it's not that bad, maybe try popping it on the least loaded corner and take your tire from the least loaded corner that is probably in great shape and throw it up on the corner that got locked up, and learn how to brake better.
Yep. Ladies, got that one?
Mm-hmm.
All over it?
Yes, sir.
Sir.
Yes, sir. Wow. This is fancy. We're getting fancy now. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Ben.
Sir for me? Was the sir for me, or was it for Bill?
No, it's not for me.
I mean, Bill was talking, but I feel like I should be the sir of anybody getting third here. I just want to be sure. Like,
oh my gosh.
Mr. Dawson is here.
Yes, sir, Mr. Dawson.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. He's like, yeah.
And on the next episode of Dominating with Sir Dawson, we're going to have, I don't know, we'll figure it out like we always do. Thank you, Ben.
Broadcasting from the tub next time.
That's right. I stayed out of it. I am dry for the first time. Thanks everybody.
Thanks.